for ourselves.
Hold on. I don't think we were recording that whole time.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Let's start over just in case we weren't. Okay.
Okay.
Wait. Let me try to do it all over again. Welcome, Devyani. I said it wrong again. Devyani.
Yeah. Devyani.
Devyani.
Yeah.
And we were just texting about where you're from, and we just possibly were not recording when we were talking about kind of the Indian caste system and how that mostly still is a thing, but young people are kind of trying to not do that.
The religions
Do you
and
hear that beeping? Is that because I got to close my window? It's like,
yeah, the beeping is audible, but it's not disturbing. It's okay.
no, but I don't want it to record.
Okay.
Okay, and then what did we say after that part that we should repeat because it was important?
Yeah, we were talking about the how the religions and the young generation it's affecting how the young generation wants to express themselves and they want to
Yes.
be heard.
We were also
Yeah.
saying that Devyani is a Yes Fam member. We can start with that this time because that's how she actually found me through the COVID Yes Theory blast out that Mr. Dahlia blasted me out on. And it was really funny, actually. We were driving and we were just chatting, and it was like I was during COVID, I was actually they were part of my quarantine crew, so we were just kind of, because we all lived near each other. And I think when everybody kind of clustered up and everybody, like, families got torn apart, so much shit happened during COVID because people were like, to vaccinate or not to vaccinate, and nobody even talks about that anymore. It's so weird. Isn't that weird? And then, so yeah, he had said, like, he had put on their story, like, oh, this is Bonnie, our performance coach. And I was like, I'm not your performance coach. I'm more like I'm more like a stress manager is what I would have called it for them at that point. So, and then, okay, so now repeat from that point. So then you saw that, and then
I immediately I DM'd you. I was like, hey Bonnie. I was like, I actually first referred to you as ma'am, I remember. That also changed over time. Yeah. I was like, and we were firstly we talked a little, and then I was
you're so polite. Why do you think you wanted to call me ma'am?
It was it was the notion of respect. I was respecting you. It wasn't really like
Next time I want you to be like, hey bitch.
Okay.
And I'll be like, hey girl.
Sure. I remember that.
Also,
But
let me ask you, how long do you have for our session today to chat? What time do you have to go do things or get ready for something?
I am actually in the college only right now, and I don't know when this area will flood up with students. But yeah, we have enough time because I don't have a class in the first half, so it's cool.
So,
Maybe 1 hour, 1.5 hours.
Okay, we won't need that long. That's fine. Okay, so continue. So you reached out to me because your friend was having a hard time, and
she's having a really hard time. And then you actually told me that it's not always that you can get people out of the water. You can't always help them. You just need to be with her. You need to stick with her through the thick and thin. And yeah, you gave me good advice on that. You gave me a pep talk on that actually. It was good. And then I was talking to you about artworks. It was really amazing because nobody ever goes to my page and goes to my artworks page. And you actually went through my artworks page. And then you came back and you're like, your artwork is amazing. And I was so happy hearing that. I was like, it's great to know. And I was unable to make art at that time. So you said, make art for you. You don't have to make art for others. I think you have to make art.
Now I want you to make art for me. Wait, so up until that point, you only made art for other people?
I didn't make art for other people, but definitely at that point, it was more like showing people my skills, what I'm really good at. the expression part was really less. And I'll be blunt in this because I don't have anything to hide right now. So, being very transparent at that point of time, the expression that was in my artwork was very less. But over the period of time when I explored, I guess it was in 2021 when I really got to know what my aesthetics were, what my artwork was, and then
What
expressing
is it?
myself.
What was it? I don't know.
Okay, so I really got into abstract art. Before that, I was really into realism, and then I started creating abstract art, expressing myself through art, and that came out to be something completely different, something that I hadn't known also existed, or something that I know I had in me. Then I got into fashion designing, and now I am expressing myself through garments, through fashion. So it's
What
been a
kind of
long journey.
fashion are you expressing?
Yes,
What kind of fashion are you expressing?
I am expressing myself through avant-garde streetwear, a lot of
Do you
avant-garde
have
streetwear.
any examples around you, or like a picture of something on your phone or something?
Yeah, I have my looks over here, but they are just half made right now. Can I like
Okay.
just turn my laptop and show you?
It's
Can
still
you see?
in it's still in progress.
It's still in progress. All the dummies in the back.
Okay, so you're in school now for fashion design. Do you want
Yes.
to do design?
Yes, I'm pursuing that. Actually, what struck me the most was the fashion industry because it's really a dying industry, you can say. It's on the number two of being the most polluting industries currently, and the fast fashion is creating the sort of pollution. I really wanted to get into more of sustainable fashion,
Yeah,
and along with
good idea.
sustainable fashion, getting the garments according to what Gen Z would want, consumer restricted. So, because we
What
think
do
that
they
Gen Z
want?
is doing, yes,
What do they want?
they want something that is free, but at the same something that is comfortable, free, but at the same time something that is really expressing themselves and something which is fashionable. So,
I want
getting all
that
of that in one
and
and creating that
sustainable.
for
Yeah.
they want something new every time. Definitely, because and if we create garments in which you know things are falling off, new things are coming in, but it's the same garment, why not
Yeah.
that?
Sustainable is always a good idea. Um, so what else were we going to talk about? Do you have any questions for me?
No, I would really like to know about you, like how are you after that time, when we talked about all of that, and there was a time in the middle when you weren't really there, and then you started a new page. What happened?
I don't know. I think like the thing that I couldn't upkeep with my old page, and I feel like there's so many people still pending on there, and I would like them to like come on here if they still want to talk or still have questions and talk like this. I just couldn't. You know how I was doing so many videos and I was like typing and I was like editing, and I didn't really even know how to use that stuff back then, and I didn't want to I didn't want to like hire somebody because I'm not trying to do it like a job. I was trying to do it for fun, and then I overdid it like I do. I like hyper focused on it, and then I burned out, and then I was like, fuck that, I can't because I just and even now like I'm posting so much content that I'm like, oh my god, am I going to burn myself out again just because getting my face on that screen so many hours a day because I'm posting a lot of content on my new page is so bad for my eyes. Like I feel like I'm getting dizzy sometimes. I don't know how you guys do it. How old are you now?
I don't do it really because it's the same for me. It gets exhausting. It definitely gets exhausting, and it gets, it can be overwhelming also at times. But I guess as long as, passion drives us, doesn't it? So as long as it's really driving us or it's really creating a craziness in us to do it, we don't get the burnout. We just have to take care of ourselves because everything is good in a limit.
One thing that I think I've learned with people and their passions, if they haven't done their trauma work, usually the careers that they seek out have to do with some kind of injustice they felt as a child.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Because
People don't usually, I think, what happens is that that part is really there in the back of our minds, and then we don't want to deal with it. Then we go into denial phase, and then it's still there. We haven't dealt with it yet. And then that denial turns into a stone, and then that stone starts breaking, and the pebbles go everywhere. And then it creates a mess everywhere.
and then it's well, yeah, well, do you have an example of that without stones and pebbles?
Yeah, I have a lot of examples actually. Okay. It's going to be bad. You know what, but I could like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. It's actually really from the childhood story of mine, but
Does your fashion, does your art thing have to do anything with childhood stuff?
not fashion, but art, yeah.
Hmm. But
Actually,
art,
my,
but the art, yeah.
I was just telling you, yeah, you continue. I'll start.
No, you go.
Okay. No, I was just telling you that my father, he used to create art. Lot of art he used to create, and he was amazing at it. Like, if you looked at it, it was like amazing. And that's,
What kind of art? Like
he used to
realism
do,
or like abstract?
no, none of it. Not realism, not abstract. He used to create, I don't know how to say it. He used to usually do religious artwork, you can say, usually the deities and all. And
You said
then creating
you said
something for it. It was
religious artwork.
religious artwork, yeah, you can say. And it was more of 3D work. Like, he used to use different materials, like you can say aluminium. You must have not seen an aluminium painting or something, but melting it and then creating beads, using beads to do the artwork, then using plaster of Paris to create the whole artwork. So it was pretty amazing for me as a child to see it.
So it
And
was like these structures that he would put together.
it wasn't, it was like this, it's like a sheet of paper only, and then over it is the artwork, and then over it he is creating it with plaster of Paris. So it's on a paper only or on a canvas only, and it's still an artwork. So I got really influenced by it, and I used to create artwork on myself. But yeah, so what happened was that my father, he expired. It was an accident, and after that, something in me just triggered. It triggered loose because it was something different, because something that really got me into a connection with him and with all the things that was going on. My artwork at that time completely paused.
How old were
It
you?
was yes.
How old were you then?
I was 12
Huh?
back then. 12.
12. Okay.
Yep, that was 2014. And then I can tell you, like, for what around, because the first actual artwork that I really liked what I had made was when I was 10 years, and I still look at it and I'm like, okay, this is nice, because I had created, it was one of the Indian deities, the Hindu god. He is Lord Krishna. I drew him, and I was doing all the detailing, and then I sketched him, and then I was sketching, and it was amazing for me. And that's when I realized, okay, I can do this.
What is
And after,
Krishna is the god of what again?
Krishna is the god who we pray. He is the savior, actually, you can say.
The savior?
Yeah,
Okay.
because he is the one who, it's really the stories about him, because he is there with, you must have, I don't know if you have heard or not, but of Radha and Krishna.
Probably.
Yeah, it's particularly the stories about them, how they live together, the stories of love and friendship. go on and on. So yes, so it's not particularly something in particular, but it's about the teachings and the stories that inspire us. So yes, so
So
I
your
created
dad
art.
used to do a lot of the religious things, and then you would do art with him, or you did it after he passed more?
I used to do it with him. After he passed away, I used to do a lot less artwork for quite a lot of years. Actually, did not do artwork for 3 to 4 years after that.
Oh yeah, you said it came to a pause.
Yes, I came to a pause after that. And then, what, around 2019, 2020, I started with the artworks, and it was all realism, like I told you right now. And I was really inspired by the artist Omar Ortiz. He is an Italian artist. So I was really inspired by him. He also used to create realism. So used to follow him, used to create realism. Then it struck me again that this is not me. I have to find myself. Switch to abstract artwork, and here I am.
And here you are in fashion school.
Here I am in fashion school.
So, okay. Wait, so then when did you start doing art again? When you started back up after your pause?
After my pause, it was 2019, you can say.
You started?
Yeah, because the date that I remember in the middle, there were no artworks except for my school artworks, except for my project artworks and all. The date that I remember is like 2019 or something. Even if I go back to my art page, it might be 2019.
2019. Okay, um so then it was 2021. You reached out, we connected. We were chatting about things. What else?
We were chatting about things. Yeah, we were chatting about my friend's trauma. Then we were chatting about me, and yeah, we even talked about the trust issues. And at that time, also, I remember not being vulnerable was a thing for me.
Has that changed?
Yeah, that has changed a lot actually. Because,
How did
like
it
I
change?
told you, I remember telling you that I actually never used to open up. See, after the incident, everything happened after that only because
With your dad?
I was the, yeah, yes, with my dad. It was never really me opening up with people because what will come of it? I have to be strong and all. Being that way, never opening up to people, having trust issues because shit went down with friends like we talked about at that time only, what, 2020 only, I guess. And then you told me that you can't always trust people, but you have to give them a chance because you can't just judge themselves like that only. You have to see for yourself who they are, and also that has actually changed a lot. Met a lot of people, met a lot of good people, realized that I can trust a few of them.
Did you Okay, good. I'm glad you brought that up. Did you also have a couple of bad experiences still before you got to the ones you got were able to trust? Because I think people are so scared of having a couple of bad experiences so that then they don't even get to the
Try.
good ones when the good ones are maybe worth a couple of bad experiences.
It's actually worth it because the people that I have now around me are definitely worth the trauma that
Definitely
I've been
what?
through.
What?
Definitely worth the trauma that I've been through with people because you can't always
Oh,
find the right people.
wait. Sorry. You said the people that you now are able to trust were worth the people that traumatized you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
can you tell the people, my 14 viewers, a little bit about what traumatized you and now what's worth it?
It was always, you can say, the trust issues and the way people act, the way they treat you, the way they talk about behind your back. It's a lot of things. And then pretending is one of the biggest things. Pretending to be someone when you're not that. And then just trying to be good to you because they want something out of you.
But do you feel like when you're pretending a lot, then that does happen more because you're people pleasing? So then you're always saying you're trying to make people happy, and then people know to come to you because they know you're gonna say yes and do things. So you're kind of teaching people how to treat you.
Yes. Yes, that's it.
Because I mean,
I really got
what?
I really got confused over there. Yeah, please continue.
No, what were you saying?
No, I was saying you always do that. I was saying that I got really confused when you said that. I was telling that about the people that did not work out with them. I was telling you that those are the ones that getting something out of you because they want something from you and all, and pretending to be someone when they are not. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people pleasing is very isolating because although people want
Yes.
a lot from you, you don't feel good about it.
Because I remember being in that place. I was in that place of being a people pleaser. I will tell your 14 viewers about it because they might want to know. Yeah, I was sort of a people pleaser once, but it becomes really lonely because then you try to want to be with people, you try to want to have good connections and all, and then you end up in a black hole yourself. Because once you look up, you realize that you have no one around you. You're there for everyone, but there's no one around you. And it gets really messed up in that place. So then I learned how to be myself and how to feel comfortable in being myself. Like you actually need to be comfortable in being you, who you are. And if people stay with you, it's good. If they don't stay with you, it's okay. They were not meant for you. So all I
But
would say is that be yourself
how did
and
you do that for yourself? Because I think it's hard. It's easier said than done. How do you just what did you say? You value yourself? No. What was the words you used?
being yourself
Being yourself. Yeah, how did you learn to be yourself?
through a lot of experiences. Like I told you about being a people pleaser and all, and how it ended up me being in a black hole. After all of that, I definitely realized that doing all of this just to be around with people, just to make others happy, and then going back at home at night, sitting in a corner crying, having no one by my side, it's not going to be of any use. It's
Yeah.
better to be yourself, it's better to be happy and to be yourself and then see who stays.
Yeah, because the people that are meant to stay will stay, and if you're not yourself, how are you going to find your tribe?
Exact. Oh my god, I still remember you telling me this thing. You were the first one who told me this thing, finding your tribe. You remember when I told you about archaeology? I don't know if you remember. You were always like, find your tribe, find your tribe. I'm like, how do I find my tribe? But yeah, now I realize it.
Did you find them?
Yeah, I found them. I
Okay,
found my
so
tribe.
tell the people what is the first step in being yourself? What is something they can actually do that's going to help them start to be themselves that maybe helped you?
For me, it was artwork.
How did you
Once
connect
I
with,
started,
huh?
once I started knowing what my real aesthetics were, how I'm expressing myself, what is really inside me, because it takes you to be, vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable with yourself, and it's not an easy step to take. So once you learn how to be vulnerable with yourself, once you learn to take that big step, you realize who you really are. You don't back down from that step because it can get messy at that point. You
do,
take the step up.
do you think you learned to um, step up. You learned to be vulnerable through your artwork. Is that how you did
Yes,
it?
yes. And actually being giving time to yourself with yourself, because it's not always about people, it's not always talking to people, it's not always about having people around you, it's about spending time with yourself to know yourself more, because
So you
others
did
can't tell you who
that.
you really are.
You did that with your art, and how else did you do it?
Nothing, mind talks, music.
Yeah. So you were able to be a little more yourself and be a little bit vulnerable, and that helped you find people that you can trust now. So I want you to talk a little bit about how your friends used to make you feel when you weren't really friends versus now.
Okay, in one word, shitty. Because I know that it's a mask
We
out
don't
there.
cuss on here. Just kidding.
Yes.
I said we don't cuss on this show.
Oh, I okay. Earlier to this, we did a lot already. It's disconnecting again. Hey, Bunny. I guess the internet is not working. Okay, I see you, but you are paused. Okay, sure works.